I'm sure many of us have had to go through an experience where one of our favorite creators turned out to not quite be who we thought they were. For many people, this was George Lucas and the prequels, or Harvey Weinstein and his sex scandal, but for me, it was WattheWut. WattheWut was somebody I found to be a creative inspiration and a true artist, with his highly edited videos always helping better the community. Through his harsh critique of content that always felt like it came from a place of true concern and desire for better videos, he made himself out to be someone that truly cares for the community. He even gained the title of that guy that made the DigiBro videos, which he proudly wears on his sleeve. But that was all just a persona to hide his true colors. More recently, WattheWut has been shifting his content to be less about the community and more about anime analysis. To many, this shift was confusing, but upon further inspection, it became clear just what happened. WattheWut was starting to see a shift among his audience, with many calling him a drama whore. At this point, he knew he had to make a change. But to what was the problem? Realizing that his core audience was Love Live fans due to his Love Live review that brought him to the popularity it did, he decided to become the voice for Love Live and prove that it's not idle trash but an actually great show. This saved his channel at the time, but his secrets were still out there. Maybe he thought no one would look, or that he had more time to hide them. He was wrong. Along with his channel, his Twitter also began changing, with him liking and tweeting more things like this. Curious about why what would follow, or at very least have run-ins with tweets from such devious accounts after denouncing lolicon to the degree he did, I began to do some research. At first, everything seemed fine as I went through his main and side channel, and when going through podcasts he had taken part in, I often found him saying things like,
Mom, did you know, Flutter's mom, did you know that, Mr. Cynical here is actually a rapist?
Yeah, just punch WattheWut in the fucking throat.
He's a fucking rapist, for real though.
And
yeah, Mr. Cynical, along with being a rapist and a pedophile, also is a rapper.
Just fucking stab him.
This led me to believe that I was only overreacting, and in reality, he had only stumbled into these tweets because of a minor coincidence. But then I had an idea. I decided to look for tweets from before he made his channel. That was when I found these. I was astonished and couldn't believe what I was seeing was real. And for a minute, I sat there in shock. Then I realized there had to be more, and I wasn't letting anyone pull the sheep's fur over my eyes. Reinvigorated by my findings, I pledged to his Patreon, looking for anything that might lead me to my next clue. While going through patron-only podcasts in which he answered questions posted on a patron Q&A board, I found this.
Good question, and I disagree with DigiBro on almost everything, but I do agree with his views on lolicon. Everyone laughs at him for his reason, but I understand it. Not to say I agree, I do a little bit. But I never fucking dressed up as a little girl and jerked off in the mirror, what the fuck, dude? But yeah, another question here.
Many of you may believe this to be ironic, and think that it's only making fun of DigiBro, and at the time, so did I. That was until I found these. Different Discord messages that he sent in the BSA server and private messages and chats that had been leaked, showing WattheWut to be the lolly lover he is. The first one I discovered was the one with the top cut off. I had believed it to be fake due to its awkward cut. Being as it could have easily been photoshopped, I asked What over Twitter if it was real. His response was more than troubling. And like his Twitter likes, it seemed the farther back I went, the more I found on Discord. I also came to find that with his Patreon exclusive content, he was more open, and easily found clips of him saying,
I can't stand white kick. This video on lolly is awful. Why is it even in the question that lolly is pedophilia? Shouldn't it be obvious that it's not? Fuck.
And
yeah, Johanna is worst girl.
This led me on a downward spiral, where everything I thought I knew about What began to change, and I became obsessed with finding the truth. After months of searching and finding nothing, I contacted a colleague of What, who asked that I keep his name concealed, but still gave me a lead with a link to WattheWut's hentai account. There, I grew beyond shocked at what I found. I also began to question why it was so intuitive that I keep my source concealed. At this point, I became fearful of what I might find, but I knew it was important that I keep looking for the truth. So I continued, and after not much more searching, I found this. This showed that What had something of a taste for violence, and it was likely that was why his companion was afraid to provide his name. As I began searching the BSA Discord and questioned its members, a new, even more terrifying story began to arise.
You know, WattheWut can be a very scary guy sometimes. Like, I remember one of these days, I saw him kill a few puppies and put all their blood in a bowl, and then bathe his Johanne figurine inside the bowl of blood. He did some sort of fucking weird tribal ritual while he was doing it. I saw that shit, man. He was even kissing the decapitated puppy head while he was dancing. Yeah. He's a pretty scary dude.
I can't say much due to having joined the BSA more recently, but I can agree that WattheWut has some anger issues.
Most of the BSA saw What as something of an overlord, who ruled with an iron fist, and those who ignored him were shunned and thrown from the group altogether. One member even provided me with a leaked message from What in the BSA admin chat in which he threatened violence against one of the other members who had expressed distaste for What, saying this has gone too far, he needs to be stopped. Apparently, What even said that he knew where the other member lived and threatened to both dox and assault the man. Other members of the BSA said that What had grown something of a god complex due to his higher sub count, and that as time went on, he slowly slipped more and more out of his humanity. But not all is lost just yet. As in one of the more recent BSA episodes, many of its members berate What for his behavior live on air, and with them speaking to me, it's obvious they are looking to make a change for the better. I want everyone to understand that I'm not doing this to destroy your view of one of the best creators on the site. I'm doing this to help raise awareness about how fake some people can actually be. All I'm asking is that instead of lashing out at me in disbelief, why don't we all work a little harder to spot these things early on next time, instead of letting them corral us like sheep. We've seen it happen over and over, from Vsauce to PewDiePie and now WattheWut. We have to tell these creators that we are not putting up with it anymore. I did not make this video to kill What's career, or because I dislike the guy. As I've said, I used to love him. I made this video because I have hope that What will change his ways and be more open with his audience instead of hiding behind some kind of pretentious character. And I hope that you can all agree.
Yeah, Johanna is worst girl. Why would you make me say that?